Archangel Michael says, the air around you is shifting, and whispers are rising from places you once thought safe. What you don't see is that even now, a neighbor close to you has begun to speak words that carry weight, words that can shift paths, destroy trust, and ignite sudden storms. Their voice, though calm in appearance, carries a hidden current, and behind closed doors their tongue releases a secret about you in ways you never imagined. The quietness of their home hides the reality of what they are doing. Outwardly they smile, but inwardly their thoughts are building strategies, weaving shadows, and creating pathways that are dangerous. This is not by accident, it is a deliberate act born of envy, pride, or resentment, and what is being released in speech has power that travels farther than you realize. What is spoken in the secret corners of their rooms begins to move like fire through dry grass. Their words carry your name, your story, and your life as if it is theirs to handle, but what you must understand is this: the moment has come where silence can no longer protect you. This message is not sent to frighten you but to make you alert, to awaken you to the reality that something is happening in your immediate space that can alter your journey. Right now, your neighbor is shaping an image of you in ways that were never true. And the most startling truth is this: they are not doing it openly where you can defend yourself, but quietly, in the shadows, where they believe you will never hear. That hidden stage where your name is spoken has become a place of schemes, and if you do not open your spiritual eyes, you may walk into a trap unaware. Their intentions are not plain, because the nature of their speech is wrapped in deception. Sometimes it sounds harmless, as if they are simply sharing casual thoughts, but beneath the surface is venom designed to plant seeds of doubt about you. The danger is not only in the words themselves but in the way those words are delivered, with calmness, with confidence, with the appearance of truth. Do not underestimate the reach of a voice that carries darkness. Even the smallest phrase, spoken with hidden malice, can create ripples that touch people far away. Your neighbor has chosen to stir those waters, and though they appear harmless on the outside, what lives in their heart is a burning agenda. There are unseen energies that gather around conversations like these. Each time your neighbor repeats your name in secret, they are setting into motion things that could harm your stability, your relationships, and even your peace. This is why this warning comes with urgency. It is not something to delay, because delay allows shadows to spread. You are standing in a moment where spiritual awareness is the only safeguard. The neighbor you thought was only background in your daily life has turned into a vessel of words that cut, words that carry. This is not about fear, it is about knowing what is real and preparing your spirit to rise above it. Archangel Michael says, your vigilance is your greatest weapon in this moment. Do not ignore what is happening, because silence is not protection against whispers. What is spoken in the unseen has strength, but it cannot overcome one who is awake, one who stands in awareness, one who listens to the divine voice that warns ahead of time. The neighbor's conversation has already reached ears you would not expect. Someone who smiles at you has already heard what was said, and their perception of you is being shifted. This is how the trap is being built, not in one great blow, but in small threads of words designed to entangle slowly, until you do not realize how deeply you've been caught. What they say is not just about the present, it is designed to reach into your future. They are shaping a narrative that, if unchecked, could create obstacles before you even arrive at them. This is why this message presses with urgency, because preparation must begin before the storm fully arrives. Even now, the atmosphere around your home carries that vibration of their voice. What is released from their lips lingers, and though you cannot see it, you can sense a heaviness, a shift, a disturbance in the air. That is not your imagination, it is the echo of their words attempting to surround you. Type Amen 555 if you receive the shield of divine protection to silence every echo of deceit against you. Their speech is not careless, it is intentional. The way they choose their words is measured, as if rehearsed, as if prepared for the exact effect it will have. They are not only telling a secret but crafting a weapon, and the weapon is aimed directly at your spirit and your stability. Your neighbor has underestimated something, though. They believe that darkness can continue unchecked, that secrets spoken in private will never surface into the light. But the reality is this: everything hidden must eventually come forward, and what they think is secure is already trembling under the weight of truth. In their attempt to paint an image of you, they are unknowingly revealing the image of themselves. Those who truly listen will see the bitterness behind their tone, the jealousy that cannot be hidden, the restlessness that betrays their words. And while they believe they are disguising their intent, those with eyes to see will notice what is behind the mask. The secret they are spreading may seem powerful in the moment, but its foundation is weak, built on lies and hidden desires. Like a structure without roots, it cannot stand for long. And this is where your strength begins, not by fighting with words, but by standing unshaken while their web collapses under its own false weight. The words they whisper are not light, they are weighted with intention, designed to influence how others see you. What may start as a single sentence can grow into a wave that reaches beyond your control if left unchecked. The shocking truth is this: your neighbor has spoken not once, not twice, but repeatedly. The persistence reveals that this is not accidental, nor is it innocent. Each time they repeat your name, they strengthen the energy tied to their speech, hoping it will grow strong enough to reshape the perception of others. This is why you may have noticed sudden shifts in the atmosphere around certain people. A cold glance, a changed tone, or even unnecessary distance, these are not random. These are the early signs that their words are moving through spaces you never thought they would reach. But what they underestimate is the divine shield rising around you in this very moment. Their whispers may carry through the air, but the truth has a louder voice. When the light begins to uncover what was spoken in darkness, every secret they released will return to them multiplied. In the stillness of the night, their voice grows bolder. While the world around you rests, they find comfort in speaking about you when they believe no one is watching. What they fail to understand is that nothing spoken in secret goes unnoticed in the higher realms. Their conversations are not only a betrayal of trust but also an attempt to invade your destiny. By spreading a secret, they believe they can manipulate the paths opening before you. Yet, every attempt to interfere only builds a record of their own actions, a record that will soon be brought to light. The neighbors you once passed by with simple greetings are now holding thoughts about you that are heavier than they reveal. Their smile is only a surface mask, hiding the fact that their tongue has become a tool of deception. Their behavior shows no immediate threat, but their words are doing the silent work of corrosion. And yet, in the divine order, this exposure is necessary. You were meant to know, meant to be warned, meant to stand prepared so you will not be blindsided. This message comes to you not by chance but by alignment, so that you may strengthen yourself before the weight of their words tries to fall on you. Archangel Michael says, "This is the hour where awareness is your shield." Every whisper has a vibration, and every vibration seeks to land somewhere, but it will not land on you if you stand firm. Their words may float, but they will scatter before they take root in your life. You must understand that the secret being spread was chosen carefully. It is not something random, it is personal, specific, crafted in such a way to cause maximum damage. They wanted to choose something that would cause doubt, that would turn admiration into suspicion, that would twist truth into shadow. And because of this, you cannot afford to ignore the stirring you feel around you. The unease in your spirit, the sudden heaviness when passing their door, the way your intuition has been heightened, these are not accidents. They are signals alerting you to what is unfolding even as you go about your day. The most powerful defense is not in speaking back but in standing tall. Their words are fragile, but your silence carries strength because it forces their deception to eventually collapse under its own weight. Soon, those who listen to their whispers will see the truth and recognize the mask behind the voice. Type Amen 999 if you believe no shadow can rewrite the light of your truth. The secret they are holding is no longer safe, it is slipping out of their control. They thought they could confine it within their small circle, but secrets have a way of traveling beyond their intended borders. Already, threads of what they said are weaving their way to unexpected places. There will come a moment, sooner than they expect, when their own voice betrays them. In the wrong company, their words will slip, and the very people they hope to sway will turn against them. That is the nature of deceit, it cannot remain hidden forever, it always devours the one who releases it. Your neighbor believes they are clever, but the divine realm has already marked their actions. Their words are being measured, their intent weighed, and their plot recorded. What they hoped would harm you will soon become evidence of their own downfall. This is why you must not fear. Though they work in secrecy, though they whisper in the shadows, you stand guarded by a presence far stronger than any scheme. Their words may rise like smoke, but smoke cannot endure against the winds of divine protection. Type Amen 888 if you know the smoke of deceit will vanish before the winds of truth. Their intent is becoming sharper with each passing day, as if they cannot resist the pull to speak of you again and again. What began as a quiet murmur is now growing into a steady rhythm, a pattern they cannot break. This compulsion reveals something deeper, it is no longer just about you, it is about the unrest in their own spirit. They are bound by jealousy and unease, and their chosen way to ease that restlessness is to project it onto you. This is why their words carry such weight, because they are not only speaking lies but also releasing the burden of their own bitterness. Each phrase becomes both an attack and a confession, exposing their inner state without them realizing it. The people who listen to them are not fully convinced, though. Some smile and nod, but inside they sense something is off. The imbalance in your neighbor's tone, the way their eyes shift when speaking of you, these small details betray their true motives. The web they are weaving is fragile, even as they believe it is strong. This is the tension of the moment, you are being watched in ways you cannot see, but you are also being protected in ways you cannot measure. Every word spoken against you is already being filtered, and what was meant to harm you will soon collapse before it reaches its intended target. Type Amen 1212 if you know their bitterness cannot overshadow your destiny. As the whispers grow, so too does the unseen activity in your surroundings. You may have noticed how the air feels heavier when you pass by their home, as if something lingers. That heaviness is not in your imagination, it is the residue of their words, echoing in the atmosphere like faint smoke after a fire. But here is the truth: smoke may linger, but it cannot stay. The light of exposure is drawing near, and what lingers will be cleared away. Even now, the vibration of their whispers is being neutralized, their power draining as quickly as it is released. This does not mean they will stop immediately. In fact, their attempts may even intensify as they sense that their grip is weakening. When someone feels they are losing control, they often act more boldly in desperation. This is exactly what your neighbor will do: they will speak louder, trying to reinforce their weakening lie. But each word they release becomes a boomerang. What they meant for you is circling back to them. What they spread in secret will be heard openly in the future, and it will not be you standing accused, it will be them explaining why they carried such darkness against an innocent soul. Type Amen 1010 if you believe every whispered weapon is turning back to its sender. Archangel Michael says, the unraveling has already begun. Their whispers are no longer secure, their secrets no longer protected, their agenda no longer hidden. They are being exposed by their own actions, and soon the truth will burst forth in a way they cannot contain. Your neighbor thought they were safe behind the walls of their home, but walls cannot silence divine hearing. Every word, every phrase, every lie has been recorded in realms they cannot escape. When the time comes, those very words will stand as evidence, not against you, but against them. The reason this is urgent for you to know now is because you are being positioned for a turning point. While they are busy dragging your name in darkness, you are being prepared for elevation. And when the time comes, the contrast will be undeniable: the one who tried to lower you will fall beneath the very weight of their own speech. So hold steady. The storm may seem close, but storms always pass. What matters is your footing, your awareness, and your readiness to walk through the aftermath untouched. Type Amen 1414 if you know their storm will end but your path will only rise brighter. The danger of their secret lies not just in what they say, but in how they craft the illusion of truth. They mix fragments of reality with shadows of lies, creating a picture that looks convincing at first glance. This makes their whispers more dangerous, because deception often wears the mask of familiarity. But this is also their greatest weakness. The closer a lie resembles truth, the faster it unravels when examined closely. Those who hear their words may hesitate for a moment, but soon questions will arise, and doubt will return, not against you, but against them. Your neighbor is unaware that by speaking too much, they are digging a pit for themselves. Each repetition of the secret makes it easier for others to see the cracks, the inconsistencies, the hidden bitterness. And once others notice the cracks, the entire structure of their scheme collapses. This collapse will not take long. Already, the foundation of their secret is shaking. Already, those around them are beginning to sense something is off. Soon, their whispers will betray them, and what they hoped would weaken you will instead expose them. Type Amen 1515 if you stand ready to watch their false structure fall apart. Their whispers have started to create currents, but these currents are shallow and unstable. They may sway some people for a short while, but deep roots of truth cannot be pulled out by shallow lies. What they are stirring is temporary, while your foundation is unshakable. Even now, the secret they are using against you is slipping out of their control. A single misstep, a single wrong listener, and their web will unravel before their eyes. The more they try to keep it hidden, the more obvious it becomes to those who pay attention. This is the irony: they believe they are clever, but their actions are already betraying them. Their nervous laughter, their exaggerated gestures, their sudden silence when you appear, all these things are noticed. The very people they hope to sway will begin questioning their motives. And once questions begin, everything else collapses. Lies depend on silence and acceptance, but truth thrives on scrutiny. The moment light shines on their words, their power disappears, and what was meant to harm you becomes their undoing. Type Amen 1616 if you believe their collapse has already begun in secret. You may wonder why this message feels so heavy, why the warning comes with such urgency. It is because their words are more than gossip, they are attempts to create barriers, to disrupt the flow of opportunities, to close doors before you even approach them. This is not casual, it is deliberate, and that is why you are being alerted. There is movement happening behind your back, but you are not without defense. Even as they speak, a divine shield surrounds you, absorbing the venom of their words before it can land. You may feel a heaviness in moments, but that heaviness is not defeat, it is simply a sign of the battle taking place in unseen realms. And battles like these are not fought with arguments or retaliation. They are fought with awareness, with calmness, with the unshaken belief that truth always wins. Your silence, your composure, your refusal to respond in anger, these will be your greatest strengths as their scheme unfolds. For what they hope will destroy you will soon elevate you. When the truth comes out, others will see not only the lie but also your grace in the midst of it. And that grace will speak louder than anything your neighbor has ever said. Type Amen 1717 if you believe your grace will silence their accusations. Archangel Michael says, there is a turning point rising like the sun on the horizon. For a time, the night seems long, but no night lasts forever. The light is about to break, and when it does, the shadows of their whispers will scatter. They cannot hold on to the secret much longer, for secrets always demand to be revealed. What they thought was hidden will come out in a moment they cannot control. Their tongue will slip, or the wrong ear will hear, and their carefully built deception will be shattered in an instant. And when that happens, the focus will shift. No longer will you be under suspicion, no longer will your name be in question. Instead, the eyes will turn toward them, demanding to know why they carried such malice against one who did nothing to deserve it. That moment is closer than you think. You may not see it yet, but it is already moving toward you. Soon, what they planned in darkness will burst into the open, and when it does, you will see how powerless their whispers really were. Type Amen 1818 if you are ready for the moment of exposure to arrive. Your neighbor's persistence shows how deep their bitterness has become. They cannot stop because it has taken root inside of them. But what they do not realize is that bitterness always consumes the one who carries it more than the one it is directed against. Already, you can see signs of this. Their face looks restless, their words stumble when they try to explain too much, their energy feels unsettled. These are not coincidences, these are symptoms of carrying darkness inside. Their own body and mind will begin to betray them, because no one can hold hatred without it leaving marks. In trying to harm you, they are harming themselves, creating a prison of their own words. And soon, that prison will close around them. But you, on the other hand, are being lifted above it all. You are being positioned not to fight the same way they fight but to rise in a way they cannot reach. Their whispers will remain on the ground while you ascend beyond their reach. Type Amen 1919 if you know you are rising above every shadow placed against you. The energy around their words is no longer subtle, it is pressing, it is restless, it is demanding to be noticed. You may sense this in sudden chills, in unexpected heaviness, or in the way your thoughts feel stirred for no clear reason. This is not random, it is the echo of their whispering finding its way into the atmosphere. But take heart, because what rises in darkness always burns out faster than light. Their whispers are like a candle in a storm, flickering, fragile, and doomed to fail. They may seem loud for a moment, but they cannot endure against the stronger forces that surround you. They wanted their words to travel far, but in truth, their voice is already losing strength. Those who hear them may pretend to listen, but inside, they feel something is not right. Their tone, their choice of words, their obsession, it exposes itself as unnatural. So while they think their secret is growing stronger, it is in fact growing weaker. Every time they speak it, the false energy drains out of them, and the truth prepares itself to rise. What was meant to harm you is already shifting to become their downfall. Type Amen 2020 if you believe their downfall is already unfolding before your eyes. The more they whisper, the more obvious it becomes that they are bound by envy. Their every action proves that they cannot stand to see your light. And so, their only option is to try to dim it by dragging your name into shadows. But shadows never overpower light, they only expose themselves by contrast. The brighter your path becomes, the darker their envy appears. This is why their words are beginning to sound hollow, even to those who once believed them. Some are starting to notice that your neighbor speaks too much, too often, too eagerly about you. Their obsession betrays their intent, and people are beginning to question why they are so focused on your life. Slowly, the very people they hope to manipulate are turning their eyes of suspicion back on them. This reversal is inevitable. Lies always consume themselves, and envy always reveals the weakness of its carrier. The stage is already set for their exposure, and they cannot undo what they have put in motion. Type Amen 2121 if you know their envy is powerless against your strength. Archangel Michael says, stand firm in this season of unveiling. The words spoken against you are collapsing even as they rise. You are surrounded by strength, and nothing they say can alter what is already ordained for you. Your neighbor will not be able to control the spread of their secret for much longer. Once it slips into the wrong space, it will begin to unravel faster than they can manage. Their own lack of discipline will betray them, and the truth will stand tall where they tried to plant deception. This is why you may notice strange shifts in your surroundings. Some people grow closer to you, while others seem distant without explanation. These movements are signs of words in motion, and though they seem unsettling, they are proof that the exposure is already happening. Do not lose your calm, for your calmness is your victory. While they panic and whisper, you remain steady. And soon, the difference between the two of you will be undeniable for all to see. Type Amen 2323 if you stand steady in calmness that no lie can shake. The whisper of their secret is reaching its final stage. They have carried it too far, spoken it too many times, and now it is slipping out of their control. A storm of consequences is gathering, and they will not be able to escape it.